What? Hey, that's fine. I'm good. Alright. No, I'm fully trying to be serious.
What's a guy like? Yo guys, welcome. It's Little Black Book. You know what time it is. We're here with a special guest.
You know what?
He's not gonna let me talk.
I say that, yeah. Like, I've been in camera a bag of times. I've been in front of a camera a bag of times. I've never been this cool.
You know what the clothes.
Hey, it's these lights. I say that. Guys, if you're a YouTuber, yeah, yo, get at courage to get some of these lights. I ain't gonna lie, they make me look good.
Little Black Book. You know what time it is. We're back with another one. It's a deep dive session. I am here with a special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, people? Alright. No, I didn't even. No, I'm going to introduce myself. Hey, what's going on? It's Charles.
I already started. I'm sorry. I started laughing before you started. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, what's going on, people? Charles, stop. Let me introduce myself.
My name is Ho.
Alright, do you know what? We've been doing this for nearly 3 minutes now. Alright, cool.
Ready? Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. We're here for a deep dive session. I'm here with my man, Charles CHAVI.
Hey.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Listen, I'm serious. We're here to do a deep dive session, guys. And we're here talking about familyhood, parenthood, and fatherhood.
Sorry, disclaimer. I'm actually not a father. I'm very single, so hey, ladies.
You know how it gets down low.
Hey, please. I'm a man of Christ. Leave me alone.
There's Christian women that watch this.
Hey, well done, babes.
You know what I mean?
Get at me.
Fine boy like you.
I'm not gonna lie.
Successful man like you.
My name's Boaz, isn't it?
Boaz.
Get at me.
Wow.
Yeah.
At the roof.
Yeah, trust me.
So, bro, you know I said we're talking about family and all that.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to open up the floor with the first question, which is, what is your definition of family?
Family. Do you know what? That's a good question because I was thinking about it earlier. And for me, family, it goes beyond, because I'm going to jump to the next question.
Fine.
It goes beyond blood for me. So
Okay.
It goes beyond blood. It goes beyond mother, father. For me, family is a union that you have between people. Okay. So it's a relationship. So the relationship that we have creates a union between us, and not for you people who are out there who are English grammatical people who are going to say union can only be between man and wife. I don't know, but it creates a union between us because of the relationship that we have. And I think that is what creates family, because I don't believe that just because we've got blood that makes us family, because we can have blood, but I could hate your guts. I'm not about you. I can't stand you.
No,
how does that make us family? Just because we've got the same blood? Okay, wonderful, fantastic, but that doesn't really mean anything. So to me, family is unity, union, and relationship.
Boy, I thought I was going for 3 U's there for a sec.
Yeah, no, I tried. I was like, how can I say relationship in you? You relationship.
I thought he was going to bang the 3. I was like, this guy's going for the 3 U's.
I should have.
Oh, you touched on, obviously, there was unity, there was union, and then relationship, right? Okay, so those 3 things are what, for you, make a successful relationship?
A successful family relationship, yeah. Because I think for me, I've got people who I'm not linked to by blood, but they're my family, and I consider them, well, not even consider, I see them more as my family than people who I'm linked to by blood. And that's why for me it's those 3 things that make family. Because just because I'm related to someone by blood doesn't mean I'm going to ride for you. And there's people who I ride for who I'm not related to like that, and I see them as my family and I'll do anything for.
So then, okay, so like you said, the word ride for you, what makes you, sounds wrong again, but yo, serious note. Sorry guys, so just, I don't know why it's like this. But, sure, but so let's say like me and your boys, right? So what makes that kind of affinity grow between 2 people then, or between a group of people?
I think it's time. So the more I get to know you, the more I get to know what you're about, the more I get to see your true inner character. And if that vibes with me, then cool, I bring you in. And once once you step over from that threshold of, oh, okay, cool, I know Kojo, to, yo, Kojo's my boy. I think that for me, that's what the defining line is. That once I get to actually know you, and once I actually get to spend time with you, because that's the only way you can actually build a relationship. The more time you spend with someone, the more you get to know them. I think that's what it is.
Do you feel like some people like you just click with though? Like you meet them and it's like instant.
You do, but for me, that's all in the moment. That's all hype. That's all in the moment hype. Because that's why you get certain people, they'll go to uni within their first year. They'll be like, oh my gosh, this is my boy, my ride or die. Yo, we'll do everything together. Just me. For the first month, they're doing that. But then the more time they start to spend each other, they start to say, actually, do you know what? This guy's a bit of a prick. And before you know it, they're no longer boys anymore. And I think for me, that's why I always say, for me, time is the most important thing, because time will reveal anything and everything, because you can't hide from time. I can lie to your face and say, yeah, we're boys for 5 minutes, but leave me with you for 24 hours. Can I still keep up that same lie? Jeez. You start to see the cracks, and I think that's how you get to see.
So let's talk about fatherhood a little bit now. And I know you're feeling our father.
Yeah. Well, I could be.
Well, I hope no girl out there has got your kids.
No, not like that, man. Oh, like, just putting bad name out there.
Bro, it's the way you said it.
Like I said, I could be.
Yeah, like, could means that you potentially.
I'm Abraham. I'm waiting for my Sarah. Hey.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You're my Sarah. Oh, Salamani. That was mad. Hey, man, that was. It was. Yeah. Like, you can't say certain things anymore.
Cool. So, leading on from what we're talking about family now, going a bit deeper into terms of parenthood and family and that. Yeah. What makes a father? Like, in terms of, like, so many men could be, or should I say dad? How do you want to say it?
So, what makes a dad is the ability to be able to give sperm off and create a child. What makes a father is the ability to raise a child.
Okay. Wow.
For me, anyway.
Why did you bring that differentiation between the two?
Because a lot of people have the capability of being dads, but not a lot of not a lot of men out there have the capability of being a father. Because with father comes responsibility. With father comes a lifelong commitment to your child. Like, with father comes sacrifice, it comes perseverance, it comes commitment, it comes unconditional love. That my child should be able to stab me in my heart, and if I don't die, I still forgive them because I'm their father. Doesn't mean I'm not going to whoop them, but I'm still their father. So for me, a lot of people have the capability. In fact, every single guy has. Yeah. You could go out there, meet babes, 2 minutes later, she's pregnant. But the differentiation, you're a dad, but can you be a father?
Wow. So, that's a deep question then. So obviously, all of us can be dads, but not all of us are fathers.
Yeah.
What is stopping a lot of men from being fathers then?
I think it's two things.
Okay.
The first thing, I think, it's the society that we live in.
Okay.
The society that we live in doesn't want, and okay, I'm going to be slightly controversial with this. I'm going to bring this to within the black household first.
Yeah, let's go there.
The black household, we're not meant to be successful as a family unit. It's not programmed within us, and that's why there's so many different TV shows, so many different things that you see of a black man who'll sleep with 20 women, have children all around, and then be paying child support all around. Because that's what the norm is. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what we're programmed to do. We're supposed to just breed. We shouldn't be we shouldn't be monogamous. We should be polygamous. So sleep with anything, everything, whenever. So for me, I think the society that we live in, because of the conditions that we're in, that's one, stopping a lot of men being fathers. Two, also because you then have a generation. So let's say there's three of us. So let's say it's you. Let's say you're my dad. Yeah. So you're my dad, and then my son is here. Imagine there's an imaginary third person here.
So 3 generations.
So for you, all you've known is your dad's just been out doing every Sheila, Stacy, Samantha, everywhere. So that's what you know to be a dad. Yeah. You don't know what it means to actually be a father. So you haven't been around for your child. You've not shown me anything because you've never been shown it. you then pass that same thing onto me because I then see you do what you saw your dad do.
I get you.
So already, I'm now starting to think, right, okay, cool. This is what it means to be a dad. But in my mind, I think that's what it means to be a father.
Okay.
The same thing I've seen you do, I then do, and then my child then does. Then you then have a repeating cycle
Pattern.
that continues to go around, and then you've now got a whole generation, a whole lineage of men not actually being fathers, they just being dads because that's what they've seen. And then you've then got that reinforced by society. You've got it reinforced by different government programs that are out there, different TV shows, different social medias. A lot of these things are around us in our environment, pushing it within us to say, actually, do you know what? Marriage doesn't necessarily need to be stuck by two parents. You don't really need it. So you then have that also propping and pushing on. And I think for me, those are the two things that are stopping a lot of men being fathers.
Wow. Okay, so you also said about the push towards not having two parents. Do you think it's important?
To have two?
Yeah, to have two.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Why would you say, I'm not saying that, I'm not disagreeing, I'm just saying, in terms of expanding on that, what's the importance of having two parents?
Disclaimer, I'm going to be very controversial. These are my views and my views alone.
So, disclaimer still, because, you know.
If you want to come for me, come for me. This is what I believe in, this is what I stand by, this is what I ride by. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of women out there who are doing great jobs at being single parents. And there's a lot of men out there who are doing great jobs at being single parents. But for me personally, I don't think it works as well as it should do.
Okay.
Why? Because a mother is, she's a nurturer. So give a woman sperm, she creates a baby. Give a woman food, she creates a meal. Give a woman a home, give a woman a house, she creates a home. She nurtures. Like, women bring things out, they incubate. That's why they're the ones that carry the child.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that they're able to give into a child that me as a man, I'm not going to be able to do. Regardless of how much I'm a nurturer in my own regard, I'm not going to be able to give that to a child, and vice versa. As a man is a provider. Whether you want to say yes or no, I don't care. Whether you believe that or not, I don't care. Whether you are atheist, you believe in Buddha, Muhammad, I don't care. Man is a provider.
Yeah.
That's the number one, the bottom line, we provide. And if you want, I can even give you a scientific reason for that. Who's the one who gives the sperm? Provides. So man is a provider, and that's what they're able to give to the child. Teach them different life skills, teach them different things about how to be the provider, give them a different perspective. Now, when you bring a nurturer and a provider together, I believe that's the perfect environment of bringing up a child.
Okay.
That's the perfect model for parenting. Now, again, you people, don't come for me. I'm not saying that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
If it's just one, I'm not saying that dead it, you won't be able to raise a child. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that the ideal, shall I say, is to have the two.
Cool. Okay, deep question, don't have to answer it. Yourself, did you grow up with both parents?
Yes and no. Okay. Like my story is kind of long. Like, yeah-ish. Like my dad. but my pops, my father's been there.
Okay.
Like,
I like the way you differentiate that again.
Yeah.
So you want to differentiate that again, just in case they missed it. They might have missed it.
So my dad, bruh. But my father, real G right there.
Deep in it.
What's that too much charging? Got this.
Alright, so so obviously your dad, when the father was there, how did that impact you personally?
So, for me personally, like, because I grew up with my dad but he was a waste man. Sorry, no, actually, I take that back.
Because you're a Christian, though.
No, not even. The Bible says honor your mother and father. Oh, yeah. So, hey, daddy.
Oh, it says mother and father. So.
Yeah, don't say that. Waste man.
This technical jargon.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, get correct. But no, the way it impacted me, like, because I had a very strong relationship with my dad when I was younger. Very, very strong relationship. And when he ducked out, it had a massive impact on me. Like, it then led me to be wilder and crazier and stuff like that, but that's a story for another day. And then when my father then kind of took over, it brought me back on the straight and narrow, because it showed me that just the little things about what it meant to be a man, one, and the little things about should I say, I don't want to say the little things about life because that makes it seem what it did. Yeah. But he showed me, one, what it meant to be a father, what it meant to be a man, and what it meant to actually do life, if that makes sense, to actually live life, how to live life, and how to get the most out of it.
Wow. Okay. So do you place an importance, we're talking about fatherhood here, so we can do it. I know mums are very important. So do you place an importance on the father role?
100%.
Being a male yourself?
100%. I think it's especially important for a guy. 100% especially important, because although we're talking about fatherhood and a family principle, I think the principles of fatherhood themselves, they don't just apply to a child. They apply to your community, they apply to your business, they apply to your society, they apply to your circle of influence, they apply to your position of leadership. So I think the principles of fatherhood are very, very important, and if they're not really instilled from someone within someone, you're gonna have some issues. I mean, for example, just go look at the stats. Stats don't lie. How many people are locked up in prison right now? And a majority of them, if you ask them why they're in prison, they didn't have a father figure there. Like, there's a lot of things that people are doing out there because they didn't have
The guidance.
the father. Their dad might have been about,
But the father.
but the father wasn't.
Damn, that's deep, you know? That's deep. Sad question. Will you beat your children?
If my babes is watching this, my wife, please know, I will beat my children for fun.
That's right.
I don't care. Report me to social services. They
That's
can't,
right.
They can't
In
touch
my
me.
household.
I don't have a child right now. I will beat my children. And I'll beat them. Like, I'll just call my kids over. I'll be like, Charles Jr., come here.
What have we done?
Just because, do you know what?
Prophetic beatings.
No. Because you know sometimes, kids will misbehave and you never find out. So you just have to talk them up. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm going to beat my kid. You know what? I was having a conversation today, like earlier today with Kenneth, and he asked me the same question. I said, that's the thing I'm looking forward to most about parenthood. Beating my kids.
Fast times, baby.
I'm just gonna be there having fun. But to my children, I apologize. I love you very dearly, and I only beat you because I love you.
Amen.
And if you're watching this in the future, you know why I'm doing it. Because I want you to be great.
Amen.
But I'm going to whoop you
into greatness.
My belt.
You know.
Hey, Bossa.
Trust you, G.
And okay, cool. Like, for me, I'm not gonna beat them. Although I play about it to say that I'm gonna beat them for fun. It has to be relative. Like, I'm not gonna be abusing my kids like dead that. Like, when you see some kids going into A&E with broken jaws and all of that. No. Like, you're not beating to say, I'm taking out my anger on you. No. But you're beating to reinforce. Now, all the psychologists and all of them peeps, they're going to act this and say, no, positive and negative reinforcement, all of that is nonsense, but whatever. For me, it worked, and I use myself as my own case study. If it worked with me, I'm going to use it on my children. Give me all the psychology books you want. But yeah, for me, it's a case of, it's a learning process. So yeah, if they're younger, I'm going to beat them, because like, deeper like this, you know, when you're younger and then you touch the stove and it burnt you, you ain't never going to touch that stove again.
True.
Because you know that thing's going to burn you, and it's going to be that. That's why I'm going to be beating my kids. When they start getting to a certain age, then I can go down the grounding route. But I'm not going to be saying to my 5-year-old, you're grounded.
No, what's the care?
Look at me like, deuces, I don't go out anything. The only time I go out is if you're going to Tesco. Like, so what, you're taking Tesco away from me? Like, no, I don't. So I'm gonna lay hands on them. Like, and then when my 18-year-old wants to get into it a little bit, we're going through rounds,
Oh my gosh! All right. So, what would you do differently that your parents did? So, like, in terms of like your training, in terms of your parents guiding you and talking to you about life, everything like that. What would you do differently?
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love my parents.
Same here.
And my parents have been my true riders since.
Same here.
since I can remember, like they've pushed me and motivated me and said to me, like pretty much, the world is yours. Do with it as you please. I wish they told me that sooner. Like I'm not the oldest guy. There's guys older than me out there, but I wish they told me that sooner and pushed me to do certain things when I was younger.
Okay.
Like for me, creativity is one of the biggest things. Like the creative arts, anyone who knows me knows I'm all about my creative arts and my creative industries, because I think that's going to be one of the biggest tools to start changing our society around. Because if you look at it now, everything revolves around creative arts. You look at the TV industry, look at the music industry, look at graphic design, look at anything you want to look at, it revolves around creative arts. And I wish like my parents had pushed me on that when I was a lot younger, like taking me to drama school, taking me to music school, learn instruments, done all of that. So for me, what I'm going to do differently is I'm going to start investing in my kids a lot earlier than what my parents did for me.
Sad question again. Do you feel like African parents have got a rigid format in terms 100%. Of what you should be doing in life?
100%. And sadly, I don't think they realize about letting you explore that up until they come to this country. So if they're the first generation to come to this country, then boy, good luck, because it's going to take a lot to get them through their mindsets. And they don't do it out of hatred. They don't do it because they want the worst for you. It's because they want the best for you. Because for them, lawyers, doctors, engineers, they make all the money. But sadly, that's not the case anymore. Because we can take a lawyer, let's say in this country, a good solicitor. Let's say, you've made it. Not even Magic Circle firm. You've made it to a good national firm. Let's say you're making what? After qualification, let's say you're making 120. And that's a big push within your first 2 to 3 years after qualification. Good. Take an actor. Let's land one movie role. Let's look at John Boyega. Land one Star Wars.
It's over.
1.8 million, 2 million, 5 million.
Don't talk about it. Money is too much. I said it to my other video with the other girl. I said, I don't blame them. Like when you come from survival mode, all you don't know how to do is survive. You've got no time for creativity here. You've got to survive. So it's for us, obviously, the next foundation to kind of open that door up. And it may be, like you said, our generation may be a little bit, like you said, you should have pushed it a bit earlier. It may be your children now who are going to get the benefit of your understanding. That you can explore, you can do other things, and you can go to different areas. Hopefully. Because if you don't make it, you don't. You say, man, because when my parents start coming through me. If we don't study, that's the one that, like, for real, like, I think when you're younger, you don't realize. But I'm not saying that everyone's going to be the top studier, but at least try.
At least try. For me, with this studying thing,
try.
No.
Try.
No.
Just get the basics, bro.
No.
That's for me, you got to get the basics.
But why?
What? Well, just the basics.
No. Like, okay, cool.
Up to 16 at least.
Okay, like, I understand, but why?
For me, the application of actually applying to do something, even if you don't like it at the time, it's important. It's an important skill to being committed to something.
Okay, right.
That's
from that aspect.
So 16.
Okay, cool. You said, but study. Study what?
Oh, no, not talking about even union them. I was talking about your early school days. I'm not talking about union them.
Okay, so study what? The government.
That's a GCSE thing that they're doing.
So study what the government is programming your kids to do.
Because the way I see it is, to break the system, you have to understand the system to break the system. If you want to break it, no problem. You can go outside the bounds of the system, but make sure you understand the system. You won't be able to break it by not understanding the system itself.
But then, when you've got a curriculum telling you, oh, actually no, acting's not really one of the top priorities right now. English, maths, and science, they are.
Oh, look, I would always say this. I always say this. Make sure if you want to drive for your dreams, innit? But make sure you got that foundation.
No, but again, my point is still, before you get to 16, you're not being told that.
Okay, yeah. So that's something I would have to install.
You're being told maths, science, English, geography, all of that. That's the stuff that's what you need to learn. But my question is why?
Well, okay. Let's be honest. Whenever I lose maths last. I work in banking, but I don't use maths that often. It's calculators, so I don't use it off maths. English, I rarely have to use it. I don't write emails, so I don't really use it. I don't write letters. I rarely use it. But it's in the little details. for instance, even in your business right now, right? You're using a totality of all the skills that you have from what you've learned at school.
You see, okay, I'm glad you said the word skills.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm being a little bit facetious here
it's good.
in what I'm trying to do. In saying yes, I believe 100% commit to studying, commit to improving yourself, commit to bettering yourself with life skills.
Okay.
Not with the curriculum.
I feel you.
Because what a curriculum does is it just creates the same thing over and over and over again. And what a curriculum does is it measures your ability as a fish to climb a tree.
Okay, I feel you, flow, man.
Fish can't climb trees. Like, it measures you on a standard that is not for you. But if it's based on life skills, based on what you're good at, based on things that, yes, you're actually gonna need. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't get an education. Do get an education, but don't get an education that's based on you then being put in a system that's so regimented that you're not meant to succeed at. Like, because I read a sad statistic to say that less than 30% of the. Okay, I'm not even trying to square. I don't even remember.
It was a deep percentage.
Yeah, it was a very, very high percentage to say that the amount of people who go to school and actually use their education that they learn from school, because it's not relevant, it's not applicable to them, because they didn't actually get life skills. Like, okay, cool, geography. Yeah, you need to know geography, but do I really need to understand the deep foundations of how the earth is made?
Well, the girls are understanding the contours.
Like, I think, yeah, get life skills.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, like a curriculum.
Say it one more time for them guys, because I think they might have missed that. That's that roundup that you brought up there, fam, about the life skills. It's important.
I think life skills are more important than a curriculum, in the sense that, yeah, get your English, get your maths, get your science, because you need to understand how the world works, etc. But I think at the same time, you also need to understand, like for me, when I went to school, I wish they told me some of these things like that I use now, like how to flip and communicate.
Yeah.
Because nobody teaches you how to communicate.
Okay.
Nobody teaches you how to conduct yourself in social situations. Nobody teaches you things that you actually genuinely need in life. Rather, they're busy telling me about a flipping, what's it called? Obtuse triangle. What the flip do I need to learn about an obtuse triangle? Like, I'm not an engineer, I don't use that. Or about isosceles triangles. I can't tell you when the last time I ever used
theorem.
pi. Like, what's the square root of pi? Why the flip do I care? like stuff like that. I don't understand.
They're trying to make us, architects before our time.
Because, well, to be fair, I understand why. Because if you look at the curriculum, the reason why curriculum was set up is because they needed certain people after they finished school to go into certain fields.
Yeah.
So that's all they know, and that's all that's continued to be
pushed.
Yeah. We're creating workers who are going to work for the colony. You see, you thought I was in a deep guy, innit?
People are laughing and joking me then.
Yeah, please, I'm joking. You're not a punk, or because I know people are going to get offended and mad, be commenting below, saying, what does he know? He's not talking any sense. Please, these are my opinions.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, my opinions.
A question again. What skills did you pick up from your parents that you would implement into your children? SI beating.
Oh.
I was ready. I knew this guy was going there.
Hello.
No, you're not going in there.
What life skills? Do you know what? I have to big up my mums real quick. Big up
mumsy.
Big up mums, Like, she taught me one thing. She taught me that no matter what, she would always put her kids first. She said, well, she hasn't said this, but she showed me that from the moment she decided to have children, that was it. It came God, her children, then her. And it's not something that she just says, it's something that you see. Like, the amount of sacrifices that I see this woman make, and I'm just looking at her like, are you okay in the head? Like, seriously, like, is everything ticking? Because she will ride herself to the point of break. But as long as she makes sure that her kids are okay, she's happy. She's alright by that. And that's something for me. It's taught me a lot about life. It's taught me about perseverance, and it's taught me about being so dedicated, and dedicated isn't even the right word. Being so selfless about something that you put that first. And I'd say my mom has been the main person who's actually taught me about selfless love. She's the one person who's taught me about selfless love. I don't get me wrong, she does things that piss me off. Like,
Like go to the shop. Like, go to my door.
No, you know when does your mom do this? Like, she goes into the kitchen, and let's say she's making a cup of tea, takes out tea bags, takes out the sugar, takes out, let's say, the creamer. Cool. The cupboard is right there.
Put it all
Rather than putting it all back, she just leaves it there and then ducks out.
Mum really knows I really thought I would do this.
And I'm thinking, alright, so how the heck did you expect this stuff to jump back in the cupboard? And then watch, when you then come and you leave the stuff out, there. It's a problem. I don't get it. I don't get it. But, so I'm going to flip it a little bit.
Oh.
And I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh, Lordy.
I'm not going to lie. I've been waiting to be
Hey,
I've been waiting to be on a YouTube show. Like I've been waiting. Like if you want me on the show, get my management, bookings.
Bookings
no, I'm checking.
It will be.
On a road, a question for you. What would you say is the biggest thing that's hindering men being fathers today? You asked me the question.
Wow. I think you pretty much said it all, you know. But I think for me, it's not understanding your commitment. I think a lack of understanding that this is a commitment, and I think people don't deep it. Like this is not a job. Like you said, your mom's selfish, right? Like your kid is not a job. Like in a job, I can pick up my tools and down my tools whenever I want, and I can go about my business. But you've now made a life, and I think for a lot of us men, we've not deep the situation. Like you've made a life. This life is now going to depend on you. And I think our society as well allows us men to get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
To hide someone might call it as patriarchy. It's like it's built so that men can get away with it.
Sorry, hold on. Like for some of us, we're not Englishly.
Oh, stop it!
Englishly wise or Englishly smart.
The system that we're in.
You call it pay?
The male privilege.
Oh.
The society that we're in.
Please explain male privilege again. Me, I don't understand.
Okay, a bit like how we have white privilege, right?
Hey!
I don't want to go there, innit? I don't want to go there,
Hey,
innit?
please, I don't know him. When Home Office comes,
I don't want to go there, innit?
I don't
want to go there, innit?
You said white privilege.
I don't want to go there, innit? But that's the truth. Like, white people are in a position of privilege.
So, question. Sorry, I know I've just asked you a question, but I'm going to ask you a question on that. Would you say white families are better than black families?
No.
Okay.
I would say that what we, like you're saying,
no, sorry, not better in the sense of, because I'm in a white family, I'm better than you. No, not in that sense.
You think it's better run?
Better set up.
I think you're going to have to be honest with yourself and say yes.
Really?
Because like I said, we're in a patriarchy. The patriarchy here now is we're talking about race, which is that we have a system which is built to tear the black family apart. And it's not, that makes it sound very conniving, but the system itself, if you look at even media TV, right? Look at Tiny Perry's films.
No. Look at Power. Nonsense.
Okay, look at Power.
Thank you.
Again, right, what they do, first thing that happens, tear him from the family that his woman who's a ride or die is there to do drugs, is there to do gunfighting, she's there to do everything, fam. But when light-skinned girl comes along and he decides to risk it all for light-skinned girl, it don't make sense. Being in the business that he's in, he knows that, listen, opening up the wounds to more gal is going to cause more trouble. But he decides to anyway. This is what the story we've been given. But it kind of just frees that narrative, which is about as I said, black and white races in terms of the family, how the family unit works. The black man always leaves. Black man always leaves his family. Mm-hmm. He always seems to go off elsewhere. And it feeds into that narrative. Then you actually get the actual cycle, which is that you got black men leaving their families. And then that perpetuates what you were saying about the generation. And because there's nobody to talk about it, there's no repair. So what you got is just a continual process of black men leaving, and it's increasing the pool of black men leaving their families because they themselves haven't healed. They haven't took time as well to understand, look, I'm going to repeat what my father just did. If I don't get knowledge, and sometimes like because of the system, white families do feel they are better off in a sense because the system is not trying to attack them. The system is not built to tear them away from their families, but it's built in a sense, one, for poverty, and built for the black man to make sure, listen, you can't rise. And that again sounds very cynical, and I don't like often looking at it in that perspective, but you have to look at it from that viewpoint and look at it from I look at it from an aerial and a ground perspective. The aerial is that what we just talked about, male privilege, white privilege, etc. But look from the ground area, which is what are we doing? The ground says that we're not doing enough. We're not talking enough. We don't interact enough. In fact, this kind of conversation, we don't even have it often. Because nobody really want to talk about it. It's sometimes too deep. It's too painful sometimes for some people. Like, to acknowledge that your dad left. Why did he leave? It wasn't your fault. But in order to address it, you're going to have to feel some pain and go over some things. Top it up.
No, you've finished it.
Top it up, fam.
No.
This is what I'm talking about. It's so annoying.
You know what?
So
How
he's
are you
top it
going to
up.
force me? I'm the guest. How's you
And
going to
so-
force me to top up? Like,
The guest is asking questions, fam.
hey. Yeah.
How are you going to chat Reese? The guest asks questions.
Yeah, they do. This ain't Oprah. Add something. Just
yeah.
a little.
Season on top of it.
Just a
please.
little seasoning. I think it's very important from now in our generation, because like it or not, we're the generation of tomorrow. We're the ones who are
That's it.
starting to step up.
I like that.
I'm scared for us. Not in the sense that we're going to kill each other or anything like that, but I'm scared for us in the sense that there's a lot of us out there who have some very messed up mentalities and very messed up ideas about life. I'm not even talking about a religious thing. I'm not even talking about all of that. I'm talking about in terms of what you stand for as a person. Like, I call us, we're the Snapchat generation. We live for the now. And I think it's very, very scary, but also it gives us a great opportunity, because by having conversations like this and by actually genuinely opening it up and being honest with ourselves, that is when we'll then start to make a change. That is when we then start to be greater than our parents. That is when we then start to create a legacy for our parents, because our parents' legacy isn't in us. Our parents' legacy isn't in them, it's in us. Our legacy isn't in us, it's in our children. And that's how you create a generation of legacy. That's how you then create a great household name. That's how you then create a generation that was powerful. That's how people then able to say, whoa, you know what our grandparents did, or our great grandparents, they did da. But that starts with us. So we need to fix up.
Guys, on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Again, thank you very much, Charles Chavi. Appreciate that, Captain.
Thank you for
It's
having
a very
me.
deep talk, do you know what I mean? And you know what time is a deep dive? So Little Black Book, we are signing
Little black
out.
books. Little black books.
Little Black Book.
Books.
It's book.
Little black books.
It's never going to be books. It's a book.
And once again, guys, you need to get some of these lights.
Amazon.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. These lights are making me look good. And I have to go get the fresh trim as well. Just so that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I had on.
Nah, I'm not gonna. I might start YouTubing, you know.
Yeah.
Not to
No,
say
you should
anything
do it.
important.
You should do it.
Just so that I can get lights.
You should do it.
I'll just post videos, like there'll be 40-minute videos, just me talking about life. Join us on Little Black Books. It's been great having you on Deep Dive, and we'll catch you on the next. What kind of cheeky guest, you know?
Go for it.
Signing out the show.
Sign out the show, bro.
We just want to thank all our viewers. 'Cause
Our mums.
without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Like what Coach said, our mums, our parents, our fathers, our dads. Thank all the man them out there trying
that
to be
righteous
fathers.
life.
Hey, big up to you, and big up to all you mums out there who are out there doing that single parenting. Big up to all the dads out there who are doing that single parenting thing, and big up to every single person who's pushing a dream, a vision, pushing a craft. Big up to you, because you, my friend,
He's a pastor.
you, my friend, are the future of tomorrow.
Come on.
Now, I'm going to make a prayer.
Prophesy.
If you want this prayer,
Cut shit,
send
shit.
£100 right now.
Just drop it
And
as a
I'll
picture.
pray deliverance. I have anointing oil for all your troubles.
Rabina as the red blood.
To receive healing now, send $100. Quick.
Don't miss your blessing. Don't miss your blessing.
I see the money coming. It's coming.
Give me a seed. Guys, we're signing out. We appreciate you. Deuces.
That prospect
Okay.
of dating outside of my race. Because personally for me, I want to be able to say, do you know what, my wife and I, not just because raising children isn't just the wife's job.
Both parties.
So we're both going to be able to instill culture into our child. We've got things that we've gone through as we're growing up that we agree on, that we understand, and then that we can put into our child. Like for example, the last time I was on the show, And yeah, don't worry, I've got a different set of clothes. In case you might not think, wow, you want to show like a motherfucker. Relax.